Sweeney hit well, and oh, Charlie Capsella, what a play! Here's a line drive out to center field. It's a grand slam! Going back is Shaw. He is going to get there. What a catch! And he's going to hop over the fence while doing it. What a coming home. It's Morales to throw. On double up. Is it in time? It is in time! Here's a rocket. Deep left field. Does this have a chance to go? It is gone! Go ahead, homer. Tyler Wilkins on the first pitch. Play called for a back on the 14th, and there's number 100. Stephen Devaney with a line drive to left. He's 2 for 2. And with triple digits for number 1 as difference. And here's a ground ball shooting through the left side. And Kingsway has won the Ralph Shaw opener. Here we go. Fly ball deep left center field. And it is gone. Grand slam. Scott Lynch, grand slam. Is the man of the hour. There's a ground ball that's going to go into center field. It's going to be picked up, and it's going to be booted. Here comes the runner to the plate, and Pittman has won it in extras. Walk-off single, Jude Engstrom. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic.
What did Andy Williams say back in the 50s? It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I can say that for sure, as we've got NJSIAA boys soccer first round of the playoffs this afternoon on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here from Audubon, New Jersey at the Green Wave Turf. Now, Audubon was fluctuating in the seeding chart.
There's no audio.
Burlington City and the Blue Devils up until last night when a error was revealed in the NJ PowerPoints that had to shift the seeds around. So instead, Shalik is the number 1 seed. They play Pennsville, the team that Audubon beat 3-0 last year in the first round of the playoffs. Pittman is the 9 seed playing Maple Shade. Audubon is the 5 seed playing Pennsgrove. Haddon Township is the 13 seed playing 4 seed Glassboro. Woodstown is the 3 seed playing 14 seed Burlington City. Wildwood is the 11 seed playing 6 seed Buna. Riverside is the 7 seed playing 10 seed Gateway, and Woodbury is the 15th seed playing the number 2 Palmyra Panthers. But let's not worry about other teams. Let's talk about what's going on right now. Audubon is 11-5-2 this year, and they closed off the season with a 3-0 loss at home to Sterling, But earlier that week, they had 2 very contentious ties. A 1-1 tie to Haddon Township, their first tie since October of 2021, and a 0-0 tie versus the Bordentown Scotties. So what's different? Audubon hasn't played Pennsgrove in years. In fact, the last time that they played them was over 5 years ago. They played them in a playoff game in 2018, winning 2-1, and they also had 2 other games against Pennsgrove, both in the playoffs in 2013 and 2012. So Audubon and Pennsgrove in their lifetime is 3-0. But as you know, teams from 2012 and 2022 are way different. But that's just the history. Let's go over the starting lineups real quick for both sides, starting with Mano Manarsi's Pennsgrove Red Devils. We've got in the goal for the Red Devils, I'm sorry, the glare is really bad here, Dwayne Guzman Silva, Captain Frankie Juarez Reynoso, Joseph Schultz, Erlin Madrigan, Jason Cisneros, Ashton Harris, Jaden Murga Santos, Sebastian Hernandez, Andres Rubio, Edward Swank, Eddie Tino is going to close it out for the starting 11. And for the Audubon Green Wave, it's going to be Zach Fayer, Terry Herron, Tyler Wiltsey, George Heller, Ben Cameron, Nick Caladros, Trent Bannell, Anastasios Navratidis, RJ Homa, Hassan Kasich, and Blaise LaFrance with Bannell in goal. Everybody's getting ready on the sidelines to take the field, so we will redirect our attention back to the field behind me here at the Green Wave Turf in Audubon. But it doesn't get much better than this. Will Audubon get to the second round this year? Will they get past the second round this year? Those are all questions that could be answered in as soon as 80 minutes. Let's bring you back to the action here from the Green Wave Turf. I'm Dan Wilkins here with my wonderful producer, Donna Wilkins, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, and everybody else who works on this wonderful DWB staff. We thank you all for tuning in so far to this first round of the NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 round of 16. Alright, the scoreboard on the bottom of your screen has been fixed. I originally had both teams as the 13 and 4 seeds, but that was changed. Again, there was an error last night that was brought up by Coach Huck of the Woodstown Wolverines. And basically the controversy was that one of the teams put in 3 games versus an opponent instead of 2. So there was a duplicate, which gave one team more power points than the other. Now, power points are kind of an arbitrary system in deciding what teams are good and not, and it directly affects seeding for the NJSIAA high school tournaments. But the difference is that when you have these kind of errors that go on, you have to fix them even if it's the day before the tournament and travel plans are changed and there's a whole bunch of different consequences that go along with it. So that's where we are right now. Audubon is the 5 seed, Pennsgrove is the number 12 seed, and if Audubon advances to the next round, I would say that they would most likely play probably Glassboro, which will be a 5 versus a 4 game, and that would be in Glassboro, right down I-55. Audubon and Pennsgrove wrapping up their huddles on the far sideline, getting ready to go in the first round of NJSIAA Group 1 playoffs. Again, the other games scheduled for today, Shalik and Pennsville, Pittman and Maple Shade, Audubon and Pennsgrove, Haddon Township and Glassboro, Woodstown and Burlington City. We've got Wildwood and Buna, Riverside and Gateway, and Woodbury and Palmyra. Quarterfinal rounds would be on Saturday, October 28th. Semifinals would be on Wednesday, November 1st. And then if Audubon gets all the way to the South Jersey Group 1 final, it would be on none other than my 18th birthday, November 4th, 2023. Audubon gets ready to unravel from their huddle as they'll be on the left side of your screen with the green jerseys and yellow accents with the white numbers. Pennsgrove on the right side of your screen with the white jerseys and red numbers. Pennsgrove 6-9-1 this year under the leadership, of head coach, sorry, I had to pause for a second, Mano Masari. Assistant coaches Jesus Lopez and Shane Rowan, And Audubon with head coach Mike Tomasetti, assistant coaches Jake Carlino and Andrea Morrison. 80 minutes of playoff soccer, ready to go. Bannell all hyped up.
Now
Pennsgrove's goalkeeper, Dwayne Guzman Silva, ready to go, and we are underway in Audubon. Ashton Harris got the first touch for the Red Devils. Goes back to Frankie Juarez Reynoso. Audubon's got the possession. Heron sends it out into no man's land. That one might hit the corner flag. It's going to be a little bit wide. For those tuning in from Carney's Point down in Pennsgrove, if you have family or friends who can't make the game, tell them they can watch it live on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting on YouTube.
send them the link to this broadcast. It would be greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com.
Don't watch in your car, though. Listen to it on the radio.
Daniel's going to send this one away. Actually, no, excuse me. Ben Cameron from the goal. Headed by Juarez Reynoso. Headed by Zach Fayer. Kasich and Rubio going toe-to-toe. Pensgrove being really productive on offense. They've been really able to spread out well and keep a lot of the possession here in the first couple minute block here. Runs down towards midfield. Blaise LaFrance gets a bit of an awkward touch and loses the possession. Out on the far sideline towards the Audubon Gatorade coolers goes into R.J. Homa, the junior, and that one was kind of misguided and it hit off of Homa's backside and went out of bounds. Here comes the throw in from Pensgrove. But it was funny, we went from playing the Blue Devils of Burlington City to playing the Red Devils of Pensgrove. Just a couple more changes and we would have been playing the Deviled Eggs. That midfield for Juarez Reynoso. One goes out. Luckily stays in the ballpark. There's a rain garden on the far side, just over the far sideline where that chain link fence is, and a lot of JV players are usually tasked with running that one out. If one goes out that way, Zach Fayer keeps it on the ground. On the defense, Ben Cameron's got it. Anastasios back to Kasich. Kasich hugs the line. Wiltsey tried to get it, but it's out. This is going to be the first opportunity for Pensgrove's goalkeeper, Dwayne Guzman Silva. And Fayer sends that one out. Throw in by Edward Swank. Eddie Tino trying to drive through. Now it's going to go out to the Pensgrove sideline. Pensgrove this year as the 12 seed, 6-9-1, 2-8 in the Tri-County Diamond Division. Started off the year with a 1-6 start, with their lone win being September 13th versus an easy Salem team, 6-2. They lost 1-0 to Glassboro and 3-2 to Woodstown to start the year. And remember, Audubon on October 13th, they played Woodstown and won at Woodstown 4-0. So if that provides a little bit of context, Woodstown is the 3 seed and Audubon took care of them pretty easily. They've beaten them 4-0 in back-to-back years. I think even maybe 3 years in a row. They've gotten through Woodstown pretty easily, but if they were to meet later on in the playoffs, we talk about it all the time with any sport. It doesn't matter whether you're the best team in the state. It doesn't matter whether you're the best team in your bracket. It matters, when you guys get hot. Woodstown 2022 won the baseball state title after defeating Audubon in the second round as the 7 seed. Came back and won on the road and then went on to win the state title over Pecappi. But the really telling sign is that just like Audubon, Pensgrove also has a tie versus Haddon Township, a 0-0 tie on September 29th. And I will say, because Pensgrove and Woodstown are in the same division, they actually lost to Woodstown twice. 2-0 was the final on October the 16th, just a couple of days ago. But again, Audubon has had its bad days versus teams that are ranked lower than them. Gateway is the 7 seed facing Riverside, and they lost to them once and almost lost to them twice, beating them 1-0 in their second matchup. 1-0 a double overtime win in the last minute of play, or else it would have been Audubon's 3rd tie of the campaign. Big gust of wind picking up here. Sends it away. No sub yet. Inside, Kasich. Trying to keep possession here on the short sideline. Goes back to Zach Fair. Tried to set it up for Homa. Keeps it on the ground. Blocked. And no good. That's that play. Rogers rolls over, gets back up. Sean Rizzi. I hear the ice cream truck coming around. It's early, but it's a beautiful day out here in Audubon. 72 degrees here at game time. Wind blowing southwest at 12 miles per hour. It's going to get cloudy later on in the day, but when we have the quarterfinal round on Saturday, the 82 degrees of Audubon advances. Banel picks it up, and he'll send this one away. So good. Out of play just past Kasich and Andres Rubio. Over swang. Back and forth. Fair. What you might notice here for playoffs is that there are 4 ball handlers. On the short sideline, there's Grayson Heller and Alex Caladras, and then on the far sideline, there's Noah Salerno, and there's one other fellow, I can't recognize who that is, but because it's the playoffs, just like in the World Series or in Major League Baseball, they put 6 umpires on the field, 1 for left, right, and then your usual 4 bases. They add some extra so that everybody gets the right call. The same can be said for ball handlers, with each team having, with the home team having to supply 4 instead of the regular 2. But the funny thing is that even with heightened ball handling quotas, still just 2 referees. This one's popped way up. Misses everybody. Stas keeps it in on the backside, and that one's gonna head a long way out of here. Fair with the throw. Just missed. Past Silva. 10 minutes have passed in the first half. This is going to be a corner. Here comes from LaFrance, keeps it on the ground. Fair might have a shot. Goes back to Homa. He halts his progress. Heron on the defense. Side swiper, and that's going to be a handball right there. That might have been one of the loudest handballs I've ever seen. I mean, you can just hear it slap right off of it. Well, France will have the free kick. There we go. Keeps it on the ground. Set up for Wiltsy, and it's wide. Oh. That one's going to hurt a little bit, as it's probably their best chance yet getting on the board even after that corner. But they're going to have another opportunity here with France. Gets it in the air. Silva brings it down. But yeah, last time these two teams played, it was a 2-1 game in favor of Audubon in 2018, and then before that they met in the playoffs 2 years in a row in 2012 and 2013. These two teams have not played each other in a regular season game for when we have information available going back to 2010. Trent Bennell gets the boot, sends it way over midfield. George Heller slides in, couldn't get it. This might be a good opportunity here for Pensgrove, getting a shot. Bennell blocks it. Go back to Sebastian Hernandez. And it's a one-hopper to Bannell. Sends it high and deep. Over Kasich. And Bannell's not too happy with that one. Wasn't even that the ball went out of bounds. I think he was just not happy that Kasich wasn't maybe, more on top of it. He was having to trail the ball behind, and that kind of created an issue where they just couldn't really catch up to it. Wiltsy got crossed over, and it's out of play. There's two feet going for the same ball and two different men, and we are going to have our first sub of the game. Casey Cameron coming in. Hassan Kasich's going to get a break here. 26:15 approximately left in the first half. Just getting started here from Audubon and the Green Wave Turf. If you're watching us here on DWB, wherever you may be coming from, we welcome you. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Right around midfield, going back to Swank. He's going to keep it on the ground. Gets the curve to stay in play, gets it off the knee. Anastasios almost had a steal. Yeah, no score here with 15 minutes left here, or excuse me, 15 minutes played in the first half. Casey Cameron going around. Stays in Pensgrove's possession. A lot of these fans for the visitors still coming in here. Remember, these guys have a good 35-40 minute view from Carney's Point down near Delaware Memorial Bridge, but these guys have played really good so far. Pensgrove has kept it, matter of fact on the defense, and they've gotten a shot on offense. Both teams have had one shot on goal so far, with Trent Bannell, the junior goalkeeper for the Green Wave, and then for the visiting Red Devils, Dwayne Guzman Silva, the captain for this Pensgrove club. If we have any updates on scores going around South Jersey in the South Jersey Group 1 tournament, we will update you as soon as possible. It's going to be out of play. On the far sideline, George Heller keeps it on the ground, and that's going to be sent out from Ashton Harris, the captain. Pensgrove with their goalkeeper again, Dwayne Guzman Silva, the class of 26 sophomore. 54 saves in 6 games for his freshman year, 92 in 14. For his sophomore year. He's had 2 13-save games this year, and a 1-0 loss to Glassboro to open up the season, and a 2-1 loss to Overbrook. But sometimes a high save number isn't exactly the great attribute that you think it is. I mean, yes, it means that if you have 92 saves, you saved the ball 92 times. We get that. But what's more important is that if you have a really high save number, like if we say during a 15-game season, we've seen some goalies with as high as 110 or 120, maybe even 130 saves in a season, that can sometimes mean that maybe their defense is letting up a little bit. Oh, Swank just to the right side, and it's out of play. Edward Swank, the junior, with 2 goals and 4 points this year, and a 5-0 win over Salem on the 11th of October. Silva's going to get a couple touches here off the foot, and I'll pick it up before the rush by Casey Cameron. But yeah, Silva with 92 saves in 14 games. He's had 4 games this year with 10 or more, including in that 0-0 tie that we talked about earlier versus Haddon Township. Because when you have a team that you haven't played in 5 years and have never played against in the regular season, that's what makes the research of playing what we call mutual opponents more important. These guys have played Woodstown. They've lost to them twice. But Audubon played Woodstown once and beat them 4-0. These guys have each played Haddon Township once. They've tied them both times. So it gives you a approximate ballpark of who is performing in what caliber. Aaron with the header. Casey Cameron keeps it up in the air, goes back down on the ground for Wiltsey. Sean Rizzi in the game, by the way, and he gets a shove, and that's going to be called as such. That was a good call there. I think sometimes that gets overlooked, but that was something that you really just can't avoid there. It's going to go to France, another free kick opportunity here. Just about halfway home here in the first half. Maybe a 25% done. We should have like a progress bar on the bottom of the screen. Popped up. Free kick no good. Kaladros with his back turned to the goal. Hugging the short sideline. Down goes Anastasios. Fayer's got no pressure around him. Now he goes for the shot, sets it up, no good. Goes back to the Pensgrove possession. Casey Cameron, George Heller keeps it on the ground, and on a couple hops goes right to Silva. Silva pops it up. Aggressive header by LaFrance. With the sun beaming down, just a handful of clouds in sight here at Audubon. It's a beautiful day, almost had a beautiful shot opportunity. That's going to be called there. Be a foul, I believe, on Pesgrove. Wiltsey was kind of in a Red Devil sandwich, which I'd say don't Google that. But, I mean, he was right in between those two guys right there. So a bit of confusion there, but Silva's going to send this one away just out from in the box, and it's not going to go to anybody. So got to play. Stasios getting taken out. RJ Homa coming back in. Just about 16 minutes left in the first half. Bounced in front of Homa. Ooh, Heller falling backwards. Got a great, powerful kick there from the Pensgrove defense. Cameron went toe-to-toe right there with Swank. And now Swank with possession, keeps it on the ground, gets through everybody. He'll be out of play. Seems like both teams are just trying to get it together here in this early stages of the ball game. You know, there's no score yet, and you know, from the people who we talked to before the game, these guys would much rather play Burlington City than Pensgrove. This is, despite the fact that you're playing a 12 seed instead of a 14 seed, it's a much tougher opponent considering who they played. Goes past Casey Cameron, goes back to Swank, who gets the offhand kick and goes out of play. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow for sure, we will be kicking off our playoff program for DWB football as we travel up 295 into Burlington County for the West Deptford Eagles and the Delran Bears in South Jersey Group 2 Consolations. We are still waiting on confirmation for our game on Friday, but when we do get confirmation from the athletic director that we're going to do the game, which we think we will, but we're going to hold off, we will announce that on our Twitter page at DW Broadcasting. Make sure to follow us there. You can also follow us on our Instagram at DW Broadcasting, which just surpassed 1,000 followers over the weekend. We thank you all for that. We also have our Facebook page, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, and of course, YouTube right here. You can follow us all on social media for the latest updates on where we'll be, when we'll be there, and what you can find next in exclusive content and extra bonuses, everything in between for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Back to the Pensgrove defense, no pressure here. Cameron coming in, goes back to Rubio. Rubio keeps possession. Homa leading with a shoulder. Goes back to Jason Cisneros. Wiltsey tried to steal it, couldn't get it. Goes back to Harris. And a 2-3 hopper right to Dwayne Silva. Gets that one in. It's getting a little tense. I mean, you know, these guys, I think Audubon went into this playoff bracket with the mentality thinking that we were going to play Burlington City, and you know, I'm not going to say that they thought it was going to be a walk in the park, but they thought it was going to be somewhere around that ballpark. But Pensgrove's here to play. They are here to prove the doubters wrong, and they are doing an excellent job of doing that so far. I mean, you see the 6-9-1 record. That's just under 500 with the teams that they've played and the teams that they've beat and the teams that they maybe narrowly lost to. They are a solid ball club, and they deserve that, you know, kind of acknowledgement. And again, Audubon would have been the 3 seed, but because of the error that was spotted by Woodstown's organization and later fixed, Audubon dropped 2 seeds overall. As a result of that, Woodstown gained 2 seeds. Bandel's going to pick that one up on the far sideline. But as a result of that PowerPoint error, I mean, PowerPoints, they make, I've said it before, but they make no sense. No amount of calculus in the world could make me understand New Jersey PowerPoints. But that's what decides the tournament, a system that's quite arbitrary and something that's not really calculatable or really projectionable, or projectable. Like, you can't really predict PowerPoints. It's kind of decided at will by the people who hold the formulas. That one's gonna go out and it's gonna, it's gonna hit off of our producer there. You all right? All right, all good. That's what matters. I thought it was gonna hit the table leg, but instead it got you right in the leg. That one goes out of play. And we've got 2 subs coming in. Anastasios Navratilidis and Nico Natale from the Bronx coming in for the Green Wave. Coming out, it will be Wiltsey and Cameron. A couple of subs coming in for Pensgrove as well. Harris and Swank coming out. And into the ball game is number, I believe that's number 11, number 10, Sebastian Hernandez coming back in. Along with that, Jaden Murga Santos. Oh, that's a rough shot there. Right off the noggin of Theus Barrios. Here comes the throw in. Sliding in under Barrios. France couldn't get it. Rolled across midfield with Barrios 2-on-1. Goes back into Audubon's possession with Rizzi. Goes back to Rizzi, tries to stay in. LaFrance has it. And that's out of play past Harris. Homa on the run, gets the kick. I mean, even though Pensgrove has had a lot of the possession ever since that first shot on goal that Bandel blocked, there hasn't been too much. Pensgrove's had the possession, but they've kept it on the opposite side of the field. They haven't really gotten a lot of opportunities, except for this one. Bandel gets driven into. He's got to go back into the goal, and it will be wide left. Wow. Bandel wanted the call because he got run over, basically. So Ben Cameron's going to send this one away. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Ben Cameron keeps it on a low profile. Goes to Nico Natale. Natale gets tripped up. Bit of an awkward kick there by Schultz. Keeps it in Pensgrove's possession. A bit of an inadvertent kick by Natale. Some great footwork on both sides here. This is just overall a very good soccer game. These guys are keeping it mostly clean. No cards, no egregious fouls. Maybe a couple shoves, a couple trip-ups here and there, but nothing malicious. These guys are just playing good, hard-nosed soccer right here. Navratilidis gonna have that one out of play past Homer.
Go back to him. Just let him run.
Off of Juarez Reynoso. LaFrance gets it in the air, drops back down for Jason Cisneros. That's out of play. We got a sub coming in. Tyler Wiltsey back in. Sean Rizzi getting taken out. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement Surplus, located in Belmar on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue next to the Route 42 on-ramp. Visit today in person for wholesale cabinets and countertops that fit all budgets at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. To design your dream kitchen today, visit Tommy D's Home Improvement. that one's out of play. Don't forget, folks, no matter who wins today's game, the semifinal round will be Saturday, or excuse me, the quarterfinal round of 8 will be Saturday the 28th, and then November 1st for the semifinals, and then for the South Jersey Group 1 final, that will be, again, Saturday, November 4th. That one's blocked. Look out. Nice stop by Heller there on the near sideline to save our crew. Oh, Natale got a shoulder. France will kick from behind the red line. Sent away to the left. Got it high. Caladros gets it down. Back to midfield with Cameron on the defense. Terry Herron. Here comes the chance. Silva blocked, and it's going to waltz its way into the post. An incredible pass. And a bounce and a half, will tell you that much. And it's going to be 1-0. Audubon leads late in the first half. That one just got past Silva. I mean, that's not really his fault. That's just an excellent pass right there. And, you know, when Homa was getting in there, the ball just went over his head. And, again, when you lose that, you know, when you lose that possession in the box, there's really not a whole lot you can do to get back in time, especially when he was on the ground on his backside. So Audubon's going to lead this thing 1-0 with about 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Don't forget, for our Penns Grove faithful watching at home, you can send this broadcast to any of your friends and family who can't make it today to the game by sending them this link and telling them to watch it on YouTube at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Our live broadcast is available, plus a full replay will be available about 1 to 2 hours after the game. Use it for college, recruiting, highlight reels, whatever you may need to satisfy your needs. But we're always welcoming viewers of all different locations and backgrounds onto our broadcasts. Always trying to find more people to watch our stuff, you know. We recently surpassed 1,300 subscribers lately on YouTube, which reminds me, and will lead me into the next segue, where if you are interested in becoming a sponsor of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. We're open to all small business owners in South Jersey. Packages start for as little as $150, and for a 6-month deal, we can film your commercial on site with filming, editing, recording on us for just as little as $250 for 6 months. Other packages are available as well. Send me an email today to get a PDF business profile, and we would like to put your business on the air today in front of over 50,000 annual viewers. Wiltsey gets the kick right up near his head. Penns Grove driving. Swank gets a very nice touch off that right foot. Stops the momentum. Homa kind of barricading him into the corner. It's going to be a throw in here with Audubon on the possession. Zach Fayer will throw. High in the air. No, that's good. That's going to be out of play. Look out. It's going to take 2 hops and go to the Penns Grove sideline. That scared me for a second. I mean, this isn't cheap stuff. Got to keep our most valuable asset safe. What was that? I'm not lying. By the way, our producer today, the wonderful Donna Wilkins, coming out here on this beautiful afternoon to cover the game for us. I'd like to give her my greatest gratitude for coming out today and helping push buttons for 80 minutes. Took a weird ricochet off of Heller, goes back to LaFrance. Now it seems like that Audubon has scored. It seems like defense is a lot lower of tempo. And we've got, I thought we had a sub, but it's not. 4 minutes left and a half. Oh no, excuse me, there was a sub. Theus Barrios in for Pensgrove. Erlen Mondragon is out for Pensgrove. Mondragon got a lot of touches so far in the first half, and that's going to be out before he could get a, I wanted to say before he could get a hand on it, but that didn't make sense. So Nico tried to use that efficient speed to get through, but the possession goes right back to Theus Barrios. Remember, no matter who wins this game, they should face the winner of Haddon Township and Glassboro. Haddon Township, the 13 seed, Glassboro, the 4 seed. Gonna go out. Goes to Silva, who'll send this one away. This will be sent away by Cisneros, and that will go out to the right. Going to be from the corner. First corner for Pensgrove today. Gets a good angle on it. Keeps it on the ground, and Bannell's got it. Gets the overhand throw. Those baseball skills coming in mightily here. Tyler Wiltsey driving through. He's on his horse. He is driving through everyone like they're not even there until he got stopped. See, as soon as I praised him, he got stopped. Just over a minute and a half left in the first. Cisneros with a great stop there on Tyler Wiltsey. By the way, when we have scores of other South Jersey Group 1 games, we'll relay them to you. Homa back to Fair. Fair is going to get it to number 6. Again, Erlen Mondragon. Bannell just avoid a disaster, basically. Homa, I think, just, you could hear him. He's in pain. I think he hurt his ankle or something. He's waiting to get up. They're going to stop here. They're going to stop the clock. You can see he's having trouble on that. I think that's the right ankle. He's walking a little bit oddly. Remember, ankle injuries have not been uncommon to the Green Wave. Earlier this year, Jason Stockland, the junior, broke his ankle, had to have 5 screws installed after surgery, and is still using one of those, they're not wheelchairs, but it's I don't know what it's called. It's on wheels. I have no idea what it's called. Knee scooter, yeah. He actually still has not been cleared to start walking again for another 3 weeks. So, again, hoping the best for him, but Audubon has definitely taken a hit without Stockland in the lineup. I mean, he's one of the most cheerful guys on the team. I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad mood. And this is a 3-sport varsity athlete who also does choir as well. So if you include when choir starts in the morning in Audubon at 7:20 a.m., and then you include a soccer game, maybe practice, his school day might go from 7:20 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. And he's not even on payroll. That one's popped up.
Neither are you.
Well, depends on the situation. Depends on the day. Goes back to midfield. That will do it for the first half. After one, Audubon got a kind of inadvertent goal, but they get the lead anyway. After 40, it's 1-0. Green wave over the Red Devils. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back in 10 minutes for more first round playoff soccer here on DWB.
DJK Roofing is an American-known company that cares about our customers. We answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer financing options to keep cash in your pocket. Even in our busiest times, estimates happen within 24 hours if needed. Most jobs can be completed in 1 day. Our measurement techniques ensure accuracy, so there are no extra waste materials when we replace your roof. We treat our home like it's yours. From the biggest to the smallest jobs, the owner will be on site to oversee the operation. Our employees are not permitted to smoke on jobs, and cleanup is so good that it might be cleaner than when we arrived. For all your roofing needs, call DJK Roofing now.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. First half down, one more to go. Audubon leads 1-0 here in the first 40 minutes now being done. We've got another 40 to play. Pensgrove on the left side of your screen with the white jerseys and red numbers. Audubon on the right side of your screen with the green jerseys, yellow accents, and white numbers. Pensgrove's Ashton Harris is going to have the first possession here. 1-0 game. Audubon got a lucky goal in the last 10 minutes of the first half. They will now look to improve on that in the second. Here comes a shot that's going to go out to the left. Gets back to Hernandez on the possession. Goes to Rubio. Ben Cameron. Goes to Novaratitis. Gets a lucky header there, goes back to LaFrance. Ironically enough, the girls team is also playing Pensgrove tomorrow. But due to our football commitments, not going to be able to make it. As it stays in and no one's going to be sent out. So Martino is going to go to Natale. Caladros. Back to Frankie Juarez Reynoso, the captain, as they're going to try to send this one the other way. Caladros thwarts it. We've got 3 ADs in the building. It's the magic trio behind us. There's Tony Carbone of Audubon, Anwar Golden of Pensgrove, and then Dan Howie, the former Woodbury Athletic Director and Colonial Conference Athletic Director of the Year from 2022, who recently joined Audubon staff as the Director of Guidance. Ooh, Cameron whiffed on it. Trying to keep the possession in play, and that's going to go out. You can see behind us, there's the trio. Carbone, Golden, and Howie. And as we say, Howie, do you do?
Stick to your day job.
Yeah, I know. Nice header there by Fayer. Doesn't get too far with it, though. That one's going to go out. Coming in for Pensgrove. Excuse me, can't read the number from that far. But it goes back to Sebastian Hernandez on Pensgrove's possession. Anastasios gets a foot on it. Banel lets it drop past LaFrance. Stays in.
I got it.
Natale goes in for it. Reynoso in there as well. Just getting started here in half number 2. And Reynoso got a shove, and he's actually going to come up a little bit gingerly there. He'll get the free kick. This broadcast is brought to you by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. For any job needed, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call, 856-412-0118. They're going to bring Pensgrove back a little bit here for the free kick by Cisneros. Natale blocks the free kick, goes back to Jaden Murga Santos.
Sent back to Eddie Tino. And Mondragon on that one as well. Not sure if it's Mondragon or Mondragon, but still a great name either way. It goes past Tino. Gets high in the air, high as a kite, goes back down. Heller leads with the shoulder, knocks it down, goes back to Harris. Homa keeps it on the ground for Ed Swank. He's had 2 goals this year, both versus Salem Tech in October, and getting leveled out there. Cameron's going to send that one to the Red Rocks. Sebastian Hernandez being the unfortunate recipient on that end. Not every game is starting at 2 today. We have Schalich and Pennsville at 4. Pittman and Maple Shade should be getting started from the Maple Shade Middle School in about 5 minutes. And Woodbury and Palmyra is at 4 in Palmyra, but all other games started at 4. But because of the fact that Audubon High School doesn't get out until 2:32, these guys had to wait until pretty decently in the first chunk of the first half to attend. School's probably just letting out when that first goal was scored by the Green Wave. Keeps it on the ground, but keeps the velocity up. Cameron trying to block, and he does. Keep in mind the clock on the bottom of your screen is not official. We had some technical difficulties and the clock did not start for the first couple of minutes. So we have approximately a half hour left in the ball game, but that may not be 100% correct. Homa is going to hand it off to Fayer, who will throw it in. Fayer, the sophomore, gets it up in the air off of number 6, Mondragon. Nico trying to pass it up. Heller keeps it on the ground. LaFrance has room. Tries to get it past Swank. He does. What a crossover. That's going to go over everybody's head. He goes back to Silva, and he's going to get blocked before it can go to the goalie. Fayer got taken down, and he draws the foul. France will send it away on the free kick. Audubon making some adjustments in their positioning. Heller going back and forth. LaFrance sends it away. That's going to get over everybody's head and out of play into the netting. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center, the place to be for all your pet needs, including the healthiest product choices available. Visit today, including toys, cages, accessories, and more. Visit today in person, 7 days a week, on the 200 block of White Horse Pike in Audubon, or visit online anytime at exoticpetsnj.com. Question for producer mom here, Donna Wilkins. How many subscribers do we have to get a bearded dragon?
Man, I don't know.
2,500? 3,000?
Did you see they now have some macaws in their store?
I didn't see that they have macaws now, but
they're so beautiful. I can't wait to go see them.
okay. So how many for a macaw?
Now they live a lifetime. It's a lifetime commitment.
That is true. That is true.
We'd have to go ask them how long a bearded dragon lives. We should go see one.
Yeah. We should. And you can, 7 days a week at Garden State Pet Center. 200 block of White Horse Pike in Audubon. This one's going back and forth with Caladros up there. Wilksy passes it a rather short stance to Homa. It's going to go back to Cisneros on the Pensgrove side. Looks like this is going to be a corner for LaFrance. Here we go. Gets sent away. It's blocked by Silva. And Pensgrove keeps it a one-goal game right there on an excellent full extension dive and a save by Silva. It's going to go back to LaFrance for yet another corner. Keeps it on the ground this time. Much more modest play. Setting it up for Fayer. It's headed just over the crossbar and out of play. Passed back. Pensgrove trying to drive here. Harris blocked by Heron on the defense. Novratides. Back to Homa. Pensgrove hanging on to that possession. I mean, even though they're losing by one, they've done an excellent job at holding on to that possession, and they've had some excellent footwork to boot as well. Goes back out to Harris. Gets it on the offhand. Here comes the setup. Audubon gets it back with LaFrance. I was going to say that one's going to go right back to Reynoso with Sebastian Hernandez in there as well. It was past everybody. Silva's going to pick it up. By the way, for the rest of South Jersey, for South Jersey Group 2, it's Delran and Barnegat today. Haddonfield and Manchester Township, Lindenwald and Oakcrest, Willingboro and Cinnaminson, Cedar Creek and Pleasantville, Middle Township and Sterling, Haddon Heights and Overbrook, and then a colonial matchup in Collingswood and West Deptford. Casey Cameron coming in. Not sure who's coming out. That'll be RJ Homa.
Hold on. You're good.
France to throw. Gets it in. Comes the shot by Novratides, no good. For South Jersey Group 3, it's number 1 Clearview versus Triton, Lacey and Moorestown, Delsey and Deptford, Timber Creek and Cherry Hill West, Ocean City and Toms River South. Which I don't know how Toms River is really South Jersey, but yeah. Seneca and Mainland, Absegami and Hamilton, and then Cumberland and Shawnee. Those games are 2 and 3 o'clock today.
There's a town called Absegami?
It's not, no. So Absegami is a part of the Egg Harbor City School District.
Not Absecon?
No.
Okay.
No, not.
I thought you were saying it funny.
No, you thought I was trying to say Absecon. No. There's 3 schools in the Egg Harbor School District. There's Egg Harbor Township. I'm sorry, no. Egg Harbor Township is its own thing.
I was just making sure you were with it.
Oh, just over the crossbar. I'm shot by the Red Devils. But there's Egg Harbor Township, and then there's 3 schools in that Egg Harbor City District. Absegami, Oakcrest, and Cedar Creek, which opened back in 2010.
All right, thanks for clearing that up for me.
To be fair, we're not really too familiar with, like, stuff down the shore, especially if it's not
Well,
like
yeah,
wildwood
that's
or
why I
Cape
thought
May.
maybe you didn't.
Yeah, you thought I was saying Absecon. No, it's named after Absegami, and they're the Native American tribe.
Oh,
Just-
it's a Native American.
Just like there's Lenape.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Wilkins
I
got a
didn't
big
know
hit
that.
there.
That's good news. Good information.
There's a lot of schools named after Native American tribes in
Yeah,
Jersey.
I hadn't heard of that tribe before.
Yeah, Lenape, Shawnee,
Yes.
Cherokee.
I'm more familiar with those. So that's pretty cool.
And then South Jersey Group 4, as LaFrance is going to set up another corner here. We'll get back to that in just a second. Sent away, LaFrance, blocked by Silva. For South Jersey Group 4, it's number 1 Washington Township versus Atlantic City. Cherry Hill East versus Southern. Rancocas Valley, or Southern Regional is in Manahawkin, by the way. Rancocas Valley versus Toms River East. Bridgeton versus Central Regional, which is also in Manahawkin. Bandel's going to send this one away. Toms River North versus Williamstown. Egg Harbor Township versus Eastern Regional in Voorhees. Kingsway in Woolwich versus Cherokee. And then Millville and Lenape. But South Jersey Group 4 is so stacked that Millville is the 15 seed despite having a 500 record with Humberto Vega as their head coach. Meanwhile, Pennsgrove is the 12 seed and they're 6-9-1. That's how many competitive schools there are in that division of the larger schools. Because remember, for the, I don't want to say to describe it in a layman's way, but basically the tournaments are divided up into 6 different brackets. I don't know why I put up 4 fingers, but 6 brackets. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4, and then there's non-public A and non-public B. For all 6 of those, that was an accidental handball right there. He fell on it and ended up having a handball instead. Can't say I really have seen that one before from Murga Santos, but that one's going to be a change of possession here. Actually, it's going to be a foul. No, it's going to be a foul on Audubon, so that will bring it back to Pennsgrove's possession. Headed by the Red Devils. Nice pump fake here to bring it back towards the short sideline. Good drive by Swank. He's got an opportunity here. Breaks free. That's going to go out. But basically, it's divided up on how big your school is. So for Audubon, they're in Group 1, but they've floated between Group 1 and Group 2 over the years. Regardless of how many student athletes you have, it doesn't factor in how many student athletes are playing or how many sports are offered. What only matters is the size of the school and how many students are enrolled. So I think it's anywhere from 0 to I think it's 900 something is Group 1, and then Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. But Group 1 and Group 4 are at the bookends of it, so you can have, for example, a school in Group 1 for, let's say Wildwood, for example. Wildwood and even Pittman only has about 400 kids. Wildwood has about 300, maybe even 275 kids in their school. But they are in the same group as Audubon, which is on the larger side of Group 1 and has about 950 students. So that's where that comes from. And then there's Group 3, Group 4. For football, there's Group 5, but that's a whole other story for another day. But it all depends on how big their school is in terms of population. And that's where the parochial schools come in as well, where non-public A is the larger schools that are like Catholic schools and academies and stuff like that. And then non-public B is all of the smaller schools. So there's your how-to on New Jersey bracketing for Group 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going to be a corner by Pennsgrove. Gets a good shot. And whistle's going to be blown before anything can be done. With back past midfield, Tyler Wiltz, he's got a breakaway. What's he going to do here? That's going to go back to Silva, and he's got it before an over 2 doesn't get there. We'll go over that real quick too. Non-public A for South Jersey. It's really interesting because where all 4 public school groupings have enough schools to fill out a full 16-team bracket, there's actually, I think, maybe 12 teams participating in the non-public A tournament, which essentially means that there's bye rounds. Christian Brothers, St. Augustine, Pingree, and St. Peter's Prep all have bye rounds, while Camden Catholic plays St. Joe's Metuchen. Yes, Metuchen is a South Jersey school in this bracket. Paul VI and Union Catholic, Immaculata and Notre Dame, which is based in the Hamilton area. Bandel's going to get the header, not. And then St. John Vianney and Donovan Catholic round out the non-public A bracket. They actually play tomorrow. Friday is when their tournament starts.
If Audubon wins today, when would be the next Audubon playoff game?
Well, as we were talking about earlier, for the public schools, they play on the same day. The round of 8 would be Saturday, October 28th. The semifinals would be November 1st, and then the sectional finals, if Audubon gets there, which would be the first time since 2014 that they would be in the sectional finals, would be on November 4th, as we mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay.
So the next playoff game for Audubon, to be short, would be Saturday the 28th. And then one more bracket here, South Jersey non-public B. Morristown Friends, Holy Cross Prep in the Burlington County area, St. Rose and Doane Academy all get byes. Wildwood Catholic, which has less than 250 kids, is playing St. Joe's Hamilton. Trenton Catholic's playing Nur ul Iman. Bishop Eustace is playing Rani, and Gloucester Catholic is playing Princeton Day for that non-public B tournament. Here comes a one-hopper, bounced off of Hernandez's head. Ben Cameron trying to get through. Rizzy's going to be there. It's out. Remember, the time on the bottom of your screen is unofficial. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the second half.
It's our best guess.
Yeah, it's our best guess to what it may be. Right now, approximately, we have 18 left. But that may be off by a few minutes. Shouldn't be off by something egregious, but...
No, because I went back and looked at the time on our screen.
Gotcha.
And figured out
how much had elapsed.
Yeah.
So you fixed it.
Once in a while, I still have some brain cells that are working.
Oh, you've got plenty. Goes to Barrios. Blocked. On the kick by Harris. Goes back out to Eddie Tino. That's out of play. He lets it fly. That one goes out right to Grayson Hiller on the near sideline. And it is interesting how these guys have 4 ball handlers for the home team, but still 2 referees.
Referees are hard to come by.
Especially in soccer. They're not hard to come by in football, but in soccer, they are extremely hard to come by. Heron pops it up. Fair gets worked around there. It's taken out with Barrios in there. This is going to be a throw by the Green Wave. Back down. Heller up in the air. Hopped up. But France charging for it. Can't get it. Look out. One's headed to Mr. Bandel on the fan section. If that one's going to be timeout for substitutions here. Barrios coming out. Coming in will be, I believe that is Andres Rubio. I may be wrong there. That one's sent away by Cisneros. Headed by Murga Santos. Kept it on the ground for Juarez Reynoso. Oh, just got through.
I'm sorry, just got wide. Sorry, like just got through the defense. Sorry, I misspoke. I saw the panic look on your face.
I was like, who scored? I had one job and I thought I blew it.
It's going to be sent away by Ben Cameron. Gets a good leg on it. Puts out a play. And that's the name of the game right now. You just heard it from Cisneros, urgency. Pensgrove has a chance to pull off a great upset, but they can't do it if they don't score.
And they're already down one.
We're already down one at the end of the first half. You know, I don't know what, Madam Asari and Jesus Lopez, Steve Rowe, and all those guys, I don't know exactly what they talked about, but what I do know is that, yes, there needs to be some urgency from the Pensgrove side right now.
Especially, we can go a whole game not see any scoring. We did, 2 overtimes, didn't see any scoring.
Well, we saw 2 ties last week with Haddon Township and Bordentown. Haddon Township on Monday in a 1-1 tie. Bordentown on Wednesday in a scoreless tie. Wiltsey with a shot, and it's no good.
So it's certainly different than football, where every couple of possessions you're usually in a position to score.
It's a lot different.
You can go a long time without scoring in soccer.
Well, in some cases, you can go a whole 100 minutes.
Yep.
It's much more common in the professional leagues and the Euro leagues and everything like that. That is a lot more common. We're going to see a corner here from LaFrance. Opportunity to extend the lead. Opportunity to set the tone. It's going to go over everybody, and there is no chance that one's going to go out of play. This broadcast is brought to you by DJK Roofing, South Jersey's #1 roofing supplier with over 200 5-star reviews on the web. Get a free quote today at 856-778-3900. LaFrance. I got thrown off because that was Hayden Wiltsey's old jersey number 32, in which he wore during his varsity time, now playing soccer over at the College of New Jersey, home of the Lions, I believe they're called, where my dad went to school, class of '94. Tino, swank possession, it's on play. Nice kick there off the boot of Juarez Reynoso. Gets blocked by Caladros. This one's getting pretty physical out here on the defensive side of the ball. Everybody's going for their own man. Rizzi working around. They're going to try to get it to him, but Novratidis sends that one out.
Get it back.
You're watching coverage of the first round of NJSIAA South Jersey Group 1 Soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcast. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Thayer. It's a number 2 versus a number 2 battle here. Cisneros on that one goes back towards Joe Schultz, one of the 4 captains on the Pensgrove roster, was blocked by Rizzi. Tino sends that ball back to LaFrance. LaFrance is driving. Swank's going to pick it up. He'll get it back. He's 2-on-1. He's in a white and red sandwich right now. Tyler Wiltsey trying to drive through. Silva's down. He gets back up. Goes back to Novratidis. Rizzi in the corner, stays in. Still in a war of attrition in the corner, finally gets it out to Eddie Tino. Wait a second, it's gonna roll right back in to Silva. He was about to pick it up. That was about to be a accidental handball, if you will. Well, I mean, all handballs are accidental. You know what I mean?
I don't know how they do it without touching it every 5 seconds.
Right.
Novratides to Wiltsey. Packed house here in Audubon.
Looks like we're coming up close to the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, just approximately 10 minutes left in regulation. Audubon leads 1-0. Whoever wins this game would face the winner of Haddon Township and Glassboro. That game is going on right now. It's being live streamed by the Haddon Township School District. We don't have a score update, though, as they only have the film and not a graphic. So we will try to update that when we have it available. But right now, I don't have anything for you. Comes an opportunity. Silva knocks it down. France knocks it down in midfield. Anastasios brings it down, tries to hold on to possession. Mondragon in there as well. That one's going to go out. LaFrance with a very quick throw in, goes to Novratides off the chest. Mondragon sends it up. Goes over everybody. Caladros gets it off the foot there, keeps it on the ground for LaFrance. Spins around. Oh. Got crossed up there and took a hit in the meantime. He's going to get a free kick here. I mean, that was just body to body right there. Wasn't even leading in with anything, just got bad collision.
Kind of like a football game.
Yeah, with no pads. France to send this one away. Gets a good angle on it. Wiltsey. No good. LaFrance is going to try to get it back from the same guy he crossed up with about 30 seconds ago, and that's going to be a foul.
Please get back! Please back!
On the free kick by Cisneros. Heron off the foot. Don't forget, if Audubon hangs on to this one, stay tuned for the Garden State Pet Center post-game show with our player of the game. There's Silva on the block and on the save. Just under 8 minutes left in the half. Remember, we did have some technical difficulties to start the half, so that clock is not official. Oh, it's going to go out off of Rizzi. We've got a sub coming in, Hassan Kasich in for the Green Wave. And Anastasios coming out here in a crucial spot. Audubon up 1-0 as the 5 seed in the South Jersey Group 1 tournament. Kasich, just about 10 seconds in, already got rolled over on his knees. Oh, and a huge hit. No call. There's a Pensgrove player down, and that's going to blow the whistle here. That was a rough hit for Sebastian Hernandez for the Red Devils. Clock will be stopped with about 6:28 left. That did not look good. He went head-to-head. Athletic Director Tony Carbone coming out. I did not see Liam Corbel here. They're actually going to pull Audubon off the field for a second here. as they attend to Hernandez with about 6.5 minutes left in regulation. Audubon leads 1-0. There's Dan Carter out there, the assistant athletic trainer. We've got the replay up on our iPad here. What do you say? What do you say?
His feet kind of got tangled and he just looked like he tripped right into the Audubon player.
So feet kind of got tangled and...
Yeah, I don't think there was certainly nothing malicious.
No. I mean, these guys have played a really clean game, and after what we've seen from the last week...
Here, look.
Yeah, let's take a look.
See right here, he gets kind of his feet tangled up.
Yeah, I see that.
And then he just got into our guy and probably hit him in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I would imagine so. You can see Hernandez there having trouble putting weight on his leg. He's going to be helped off by the assistant trainer, Dan Carter. Hopefully he is okay, but even as an Audubon fan, as an Audubon student, I have to give props to Pennsgrove for playing an incredibly clean game.
Yes.
They haven't been chippy, they haven't been insulting. They've been an incredibly great crew, and I'm sure they're taught well by Masari, but you know, they've played a great ball game. Just overall, they've played a great ball game.
Still not over.
Still not over. It's not over till it's over, as they say. But now it seems like Hernandez is walking on his own a little bit better. But this is going to kind of be an impromptu timeout for the Green Wave to talk things over with their head coach, Mike Tomasetti. Don't forget, folks, our DWB football postseason adventure starts Thursday night in the South Jersey Group 2 consolation bracket with the West Deptford Eagles and the Delran Bears at 6 o'clock on Thursday, which is tomorrow, October 26th. Our game for Friday is all but under wraps, but we are just waiting on final approval from their AD, so we are just waiting for that, and then that will be announced on our Twitter page at DW Broadcasting. You can also follow us on Facebook at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, and on our Instagram, which just surpassed 1,000 followers, DW Broadcasting. Our YouTube and Instagram both have over 1,000 followers. I'm just waiting on the Twitter to get there. We're at like 940 something on our Twitter. Then we'd have all three platforms with over 1,000. Facebook's still lagging behind though. I don't think we promote the Facebook as much as we probably should, but especially for the demographic of who watches our
YouTube means the most, and just so the folks know, we will be applying to college, and that's something that, you know, we're showing them your talent. So the more subscribers we have, the better.
Of course. And of course, because a lot of what we do is basically a working resume for my college fund. If you'd like to make a donation to DWB and help us out in improving our equipment, or again, just paying for gas money or anything like that, you can send us a donation on our Venmo at DW Broadcasting. Anything is appreciated. You don't have to send us anything, but you know, for the work that we do in South Jersey, I always try to be nice about it because, you know, look, I understand that not everybody wants to give up money, but we just try to do the best we can to promote sports of all levels and all ages throughout South Jersey, and that's our main mission. So if you'd like to help out the cause today and help out the DWB brand, keep the lights on, you can send us a donation today on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting's Venmo. Wilkes going to let it bounce. Gets it back to Casey Cameron. Now in Pensgrove's side, gets a shot. One hop to Silva. Got it right there. Remember, the winner of this game will play either Haddon Township or Glassboro, which Audubon very infamously lost to in PKs last year in the second round of the playoffs. And then after that, lower on the bracket is Wildwood and Buna. And then along with that, Woodbury and Palmyra, all of which are viable candidates for semifinals if Audubon gets there. But as I've said before, this is Audubon's best chance to make it to the semifinals for the first time since 2014, when they lost to the number 1 seed in the sectional final, which was Shalik. And who's the number 1 seed this year? Shalik. Down in Pittsgrove down there. Out in what we call the middle of nowhere.
Well, that's the nice name for it.
That is the nice name. I'm sure you know the not nice name as well.
I know the old.
Zach Fair gets it to Ben Cameron. Just under 4.5 minutes left unofficially. coming up on 3:30 p.m. This is usually when we'd be getting ready to start the game, but we got it up bright and early with the 2 o'clock start. There's some games that are starting at 4, but I think that's mostly because the NJSIAA wants games to be done very consistently, because Audubon is lucky to have lights at their turf field, you know, the place where they play all of their home games, but not every field has that. You know, I think maybe out of the 8 teams that are playing home in this first round, I think maybe 4 or 5 have lights, if not less. And because of how early the sun is going down, if you need to account for PKs, that's why the game needs to be earlier in the day. It's not like with baseball where the sun is actually getting, you know, longer and longer in the sky. The opposite's happening. So that's what you have to consider and why this was a 2 o'clock start time.
We got daylight savings time on your birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to lose an hour.
So I'm going to lose an hour. I'm only going to get to celebrate my 18th birthday for 23 hours.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Good thing you're not 21, then we'd have less time to take a drink.
Homa lets that one go on the far sideline.
Don't do that, Brady. Just keep doing what you're doing, bud. That's good.
Wiltsey driving. Gets over everybody. 3-on-1. Cameron with the shot, and Silva keeps it there. Silver pump faked it a little bit. Gets it in the air, well past midfield. Off of Heron. That kind of hit him in an awkward spot on the ankle. Fayer gets blocked. This one's going to go the other way. Pensgrove going to try to rally here for a late possession. Swank is open. It goes to Bannell, and he picks it up. On the shot by Jaden Murga Santos. Just seems like Pensgrove is having trouble keeping those long possessions together, because that's what makes goals possible. It's not just a flash in the pan. If you can get that possession together and you can get all those passes, you know, brought down basically to perfection.
Keeping that pressure on it.
Yeah. For the Red Devils, Pacheco Garcia coming out here. Comes the throw. Goes in by Tino to Cisneros. Popped up. Good angle on it. Just under 2 minutes left and a half. Audubon leading 1-0. Here in the waning minutes of action, here in the first round. And for the Green Wave, if they can advance, it would be, let's see, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. It would be their 6th year in a row of advancing to the second round of the playoffs. But the problem is that they hadn't gotten anywhere past that. Since 2018, they've made the second round of the playoffs every year, but have lost every single year without exception. The only exception would be 2014. The last time that Audubon made it past the quarterfinals was when they made it all the way to the South Jersey Group 1 final. But again, that 2014 team was special. That's probably been Audubon's best season with Mike Tomasetti as the head coach, maybe outside of 2006 when they were Colonial Conference champions. But, I mean, they've been Patriot Division champions plenty of times, but they haven't been Colonial Conference champions since 06. That will do it. And the Green Wave, for the 6th straight year, will advance out of the first round, sending home the Pensgrove Red Devils 1-0 here in an 80-minute thriller, with Audubon getting that goal in the waning minutes of the first half. And unfortunately for Pensgrove, despite the fact that they played a very good game, they will not go home to play a second round. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with our Garden State Pet Center post-game show and our interview to follow Still, I checked Haddon Township's Twitter page. I couldn't get any update on the score of the Glassboro game, but I don't have Tim George's contact, so we would have to get that in a couple of minutes. But we'll be right back here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Audubon wins 1-0. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
For the 6th straight year, the Audubon Green Wave have won their first-round playoff game, this time over the Penns Grove Red Devils, a team that Audubon has only faced 3 times since 2012, and now they are 4-0 in that history. Our player of the game will be Trent Battle. Well, it was supposed to be RJ Homa, but he turned us down. So I usually don't get rejected for interviews, but I don't know. Maybe I was going to ask him too tough questions. But I know that you are never going to shy away from the camera, Mr. Battle. So 1-0 win for you today. A lot of shots on goal from both sides. Let's just start with the simples, simple basics. How did you feel out there today?
I felt kind of shaky, not gonna lie. I felt shaky in
At least you're honest, yeah.
There were some spots where I could have done something better, but I mean, the shots weren't very quality shots at all. There was one in the first half, but not many in the second half at all. I just had to usually just come off my line to get the ball, or nothing really special. So luckily there wasn't anything special because I wasn't feeling the best today, honestly.
Well, at least you guys got the win. I mean, RJ Homa helped you guys out at the end of the first half with that goal, his first goal in a long time, I think. And you know, I mean, that was great. I mean, it just kind of waltzed in there, just like Casey Cameron had earlier this year versus Lindenwald. But you know, the way you guys played today was a very clean game, and I think that's a big break from the very chippy games versus Haddon Township and Bordentown, where parents were getting thrown out of the game, and you know, refs were giving out 4 or 5 cards a game. There wasn't a single card. There really wasn't a single complaint from either side, maybe a couple on the players, but it wasn't anything too hostile. So that's what you guys want to start the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't know who you guys were going to play until last night. Yeah. Because we were supposed to play, or you guys were supposed to play Burlington City, the Blue Devils, and then it switched because of a PowerPoint error. How'd you guys adjust through that?
Well, we just saw who we played, and just honestly, whoever we played, we knew it was going to be a tough game no matter what, and it was going to be a challenge, so we just had to take care of business no matter who we play in the first round.
Because, you know, you have a couple days, if the brackets get released on Sunday or Monday, you have a couple days to study that team, and then it gets thrown around on you, it gets switched up the night before. So that I was worried about, but you guys, you know, seemed to hold Penns Grove to their own, but Penns Grove also held you guys to your own as well. And I know from a goalkeeper standpoint, you know, you're not at the center of the field all the time, so it's not like you're right in there like Caladros or even Homa might be. But the way that the defense was playing today, it seemed like they really had a grip on Penns Grove, but Penns Grove also had a good grip on the Audubon offense as well. So it was an even game. Now Audubon's made it to the second round 6 years in a row, but they haven't gotten out of the second round. How will it be different this year?
I think it's just a different squad, different mentality than years in the past. I mean, last year was great, but this year I think the teams we can play, we can beat them, and no matter who we play, we can beat them. No matter if it's Township or Glassboro, I think we can beat both of them. We tied Township's years 1-1 in the regular season. And then Glassboro is another team that I think we can beat because obviously we brought them the penalties last year, but there were some spots, if you check the stats, we had plenty more shots than they did. So if you just go back to that, they lost seniors, we lost seniors, everyone. So did Township. Township lost a ton of seniors.
Township lost the whole darn team.
So everyone's on an even level, and it's just going to matter who comes out that day and wants to win more.
And that's what's going to matter at the end, is who wants it more and who's going to have the better game. I mean, you know, it's ironic that there's a 100% chance that Audubon's going to play a team that has beaten them in the last couple of years. Haddon Township beat Audubon in 22. Glassboro beat y'all in 21, and then 22.
6 years.
Yeah.
Between those two teams in the second round. 6 years. We've been knocked out.
Well, then 2017, you guys lost in the first round, but the last time that Audubon made it past the quarterfinal round was 2014, when they made it all the way to the South Jersey Group 1 final, but lost to the number 1 seed in that tournament, the Shaylett Cougars.
Yeah.
And who is the number 1 team in this tournament? The Shaylett Cougars. So maybe we'll get a sectional run this year.
Let's hope.
But the mentality of this team, I was a little bit worried after those 2 ties because it seemed like the team morale was getting shaken up a little bit. But now you guys just seem to be on a better level.
Yeah, well, those ties, I mean, those 3 games last week were probably the toughest games we had all season, besides Lindenwald, obviously, because Lindenwald's a very good team. But those three games show what our regular season will be also next year, because we will be getting moved up to the higher conference, the higher division.
Right.
So it's going to be all of that. And if we can get away with ties, those games were big to get away with ties in. And I think we took we held our own against some teams. The teams, Sterling, we had a very good first half against them. We just let down a little bit in the second half. And then Township and Bordentown, I mean, we held our own. Defense is doing a great job. So if defense keeps it up, then it's going to be, teams are going to have a hard time scoring on us.
Well, we'll see how it is either Friday or Saturday. I should note to our viewers at home that because of scheduling conflicts, the semifinal game could be Friday afternoon or it could be Saturday. I don't know, but it depends on who we play, because if Glassboro beats that game versus Haddon Township, which is right now 0-0 by the way, if Glassboro wins that game, it's in Glassboro, so it doesn't really matter who has the field, but if it's versus Haddon Township, the number 13 seed, it's going to be here. So we'll have to see how it works. Thank you very much, Trent, for your time, and that's going to do it for us today. Round 1 of the playoffs is over, and we've got a 1-0 win for Audubon over the Penns Grove Red Devils. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, my graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my wonderful producer, Donna Wilkins, I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you tomorrow in Delran for coverage of South Jersey Group 2 Consolation Football versus the West Deptford Eagles. From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.